Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm a freaking mess. Let me just be clear. I kind of got to laugh at myself right now because I don't want to cry. Do you guys feel that way? Do you guys have days like that? Oh my God, I'm having months like that. I'm having a year like that. Let's just say, okay. Hi. Okay. I just want you all to know that I put on my happy face shirt, my cute little happy face shirt, because I'm trying. I'm trying so hard to have my shit together and feel happy. So I'm like, okay, Bridget, you got to change your energy. You got to really, come on, focus on what you want, not how you feel right now, because feelings are temporary. So that's my vibe right now. I'm like, okay. Ooh, got my jade earrings in so that they can, here, let's see. Yeah, got my jade earrings in, these in so that they can help kind of calm my energy. I don't think they're working so well today. Let me just be clear. So I am on because I want to tell you guys shit's going down. Like there's a lot of energetics happening and it's not just you. Like if you think, oh my God, what is happening? Like has everyone lost their minds? Are we all just operating on a basis of temporary, everything's temporary, which isn't a bad concept because we should savor the moment, enjoy the beauty, find the life in the moments. And at the same time, it doesn't mean you blow up everything you know in order to be able to experience moments of joy. That's kind of not the point, people. Come on, let's pay attention here. That's not the point. What is the point, Bridget? Is healing. So before I do my channeling for this week, because I need to do it now because I have a little bit of a voice thing, a little bit of a kind of a raspy voice. Can you hear that a little bit? Yeah. So just returned from traveling from a trip to Disney World to Florida. I've been back for 2 days and trying to get my bearings again. You know how that is, that like post vacation hangover. I don't think it was a vacation. It was a reflection time, opportunity for release for me, deepening healing, clearing. There was a lot of energetic work that I did when I was there. And it surprised me how deep things were, really intense. And thank God I was at Disney World because that's like such a special place for me. It's like my sacred container, So it helps because I really feel like myself there. And so that was good. And to have a lot of alone time. It was a solo trip. I was all by myself. But it didn't feel like that because I had a lot of sweetness that came in too. So a little bit of a balance there, but let's talk about our moods right now. Okay, party people, let's just connect here because here's the deal. Healing is never complete. It's not done. It's just layers. It's literally a lifestyle that we have chosen, especially because you're obviously somewhat enlightened or seeking to be more aware of your personal relationship with your spirit, with your intuition. That's why you're here, to talk about energy, to understand connection deeper, because it's complicated, or it can be. But actually, really, the truth is, it's probably so simple that we try to make it complicated because our brain cannot understand the simplicity of energetics. And our energy and our heart space, our emotions create a lot of information and opportunity to give us understanding, to gain perspective. But emotions are not intended to become our identification. So when you're feeling good and you're on a high, then you're a happy person. When you're not feeling so good, when you're having a lower day or some challenges in life, that it's not just a lower day, it's like a couple of lower days or a couple of lower weeks or months or et cetera. It's up and down. It doesn't mean you're a low person or you're a depressing person. It doesn't mean that. The emotion and the energy of the emotion is just more information. Like our thoughts, though, will take that, grab it, and turn it into something that is bigger than it needs to be. We hold on too tightly and we don't let go. And what we need to do is recognize with emotions, we have to let them go. Come up, let them feel, and let them go, move along, because underneath anger is pain. And in that pain is a huge mix. It's like a crock pot filled with stuff that can give us maybe exactly the nutrients we need, But in order to get to that place, we have to recognize that the anger that we have underneath that is hurt, and that the hurt gets to have our attention, to be loved and honored. Like deeper relationship and connection with ourselves comes from that pain place, because we're forced to sort through what's underneath the anger. We are forced to sort those things through, which are past memories, past experiences, past relationships. It could be just a random encounter with somebody that was a total jerk to you, or something that comes through that is an affirmation of something that is connected to a bigger value or belief statement that you've held for so long in your mind, and your thoughts are keep replaying it to you, that it's giving you a perspective like old glasses that are not the right prescription anymore. And so now, because you are willing, because you really have no choice eventually, to go under the anger and feel beneath the anger and see that the pain is not to be feared. It's not to be scared of the pain, okay? Because pain kind of represents this unknown abyss. These are my perspectives now, as I'm here home for a couple of days and reflecting on my reflexation that I've had. And I'm not going to say that pain teaches us. I'm not going to say that. That so devalues the depth of how messed up pain can cause us to be, act, and respond to. But if we are in this unknown of what the pain is, and then it's just this big collection of crap that we don't know, because we're not separating the things out and being able to deal with or address or throw things out, it's like just this big pile that it just feels bad and heavy and insurmountable, and it's unknown. So because it's unknown, then fear breeds here. It breeds more fear, which causes you to be paralyzed and not take action steps that you know in your gut, your intuition, that you need to do. Like, there is a plan inside your body. Your body has a plan with your spirit, and it involves small steps to sift and sort out things that are not in alignment with you. It is a simple baseline standard of alignment. And the things that are not supportive of that, are in that range of vibrational acceptance, they just don't belong anymore. And it's not like you have to go find out who gave that to you. Was it your dad or your mom or your first grade teacher or the babysitter or your best friend in fourth grade or whatever it was, your first boyfriend? I don't know. Anybody, anything, because people, humans, give us a lot of information, and we oftentimes mistakenly take all the information that we're gifted from other people very personally, don't we? I've said this myself. I am recognizing how deeply personal I am impacted by circumstances or situations that really are not in my control. Like, I could not do anything different or better or going back or forward, do anything to change it moving forward, or the past. I just can't. And it is very hard to recognize that personalization of things is not helpful. And that's what's meant, I think, by when people talk about how not everybody's going to like you, and you don't have to care, and don't be a people pleaser, and don't try to get approval from others, when the truth of the matter is, you understand this, right? Because you're empathic. That's why you're here. You're an empath, which is a feeler. We're so sensitive. That's just how we're made. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a challenge to make sure we're clean and pure and aware of the energy that we are choosing to keep as our own and make personal. Because personal energy is a big deal. Not every energy that comes to us is a gift to us. And it doesn't always belong to us. It might be that person in that moment, their pain coming at me, which then I take, make it a part of my own story, internalize it, and put it underneath the pain, so that eventually at some other time in my life, 5 years, 10 years, whatever, 20 years down the road, maybe 3 days from now, I get like a trigger and I get angry. I'm trying to protect that pain because I've made it personal. And the truth is, it doesn't belong to me. And so there is so much pain and the unknown energetic connected to fear that really has nothing to do with you, is what I'm trying to say. Like, we need liberation. And the energetics, I don't know, like, I don't do astrology, but the energetics astrologically are a lot. Something's going on right now. And I'm recording this on August 5th. And I know August 5th, 20 years ago today, was my dad's funeral. And I stood up and I gave the eulogy, and I really, really wanted in the eulogy to give people an action step, something that they could do, because everybody felt so helpless, which is exactly how it feels right now. Sometimes we get into these places that are ruts. Maybe it's just a low point in your day. Maybe it's not as dramatic as it feels for me right now. It feels really prickly to me right now, like super not comfortable, extraordinarily uncomfortable energetically. I wanted in that moment to give people something that they could do so they didn't feel so helpless, because my dad died when he was 52. That's young. For those of you who are watching who are like 20 or 25, yeah, I know, I get it. It's hard to imagine that, right? But when you get closer to that age, like I am, I start to think, oh my God, what if I only had this many years left of my life? How would I change things? What would I be doing differently? Would I be wasting my time on this heartache of this unknown pain? What is the point of that? There isn't one, except for to care for myself, except for you to love yourself. And what that looks like is a committed relationship with yourself. It is about a commitment. Yes, within. Yes, that is 100% what it is. And so I tried to offer at that moment, 20 years ago, some hope to people, something that they could do. I never actually said in my dad's eulogy at his funeral, I never said how he died or what he died of. That was a huge deal at that time, just so you know, huge deal, because my grandparents were there with his parents were there with all their churchy group, and there were political people there because my dad was very active in the politics at that time, and there was family there and extended family, and some people knew and some people didn't know all the circumstances around his death. So I really, really it was hard. I really struggled with whether or not I just if I should just out him and say, hey, he died of AIDS. And oh yes, he didn't get it through a blood transfusion. Then I thought, if he didn't out himself, if he did not make that choice to be in his life in that way, why would I do that upon his death? That seemed so disrespectful. And in retrospect, I'm super glad, because I felt like this incredible need to tell the truth, but it wasn't my truth to tell. That is about what pain is, okay? Pain is not always your truth to tell about somebody else's pain or how they should be feeling about that or what they should do about that. And because that leads into judgment, that leads into comparison, and our pain really can't be compared, because it's all about your cellular makeup and your body and your path in this lifetime and your other lifetimes and all the things that make you who you are here now today in this moment. And nobody else has any kind of authority or autonomy over that. Nobody does. Nobody has control of your pain except for you. And you can be sovereign from your pain. And I know this is crazy to even think about it. And as I'm talking to you about it, so much insight is coming through. Do you feel that? Yes. So you're probably thinking, hey, Bridget, what did you tell people? Well, I told them, and I followed through on it myself, to donate blood, to give blood, life-affirming energy, red, rich chakra energy. At that time, I was not psychic. I didn't know that I was a psychic person. I hadn't even been a psychic. I didn't know about that. I just thought everybody had weird experiences like I did. I thought that was just a thing, and not very many people talk about it. I just thought it was normal. No big deal, right? It wasn't until 2 years after my dad's death that I literally had a psychic awakening. And so at that time, I was like, not realizing all of the metaphors. So blood, life-affirming energy, blood, water, emotion, fluid, blood, this red, rich, energetic of life. It's life, it's movement, it's fluid, it's primal, it's needed, and it's something we can share with one another. the mother with her unborn child. The stranger who's in a car accident, or the dad who had 3 grown kids and some grandkids, who was married to a woman, doing the best he could to be in his life, to stay in his life. So I suggested to people to donate blood to help other families have their loved ones for maybe even just a little while longer, because he got 3 different blood transfusions. So then after I was pregnant with my second child. After I had my baby, like a month, not even a month later, I had my baby. Yeah, it was about a month, I think. He was early, so I'm trying to remember. He was early. There's so much preterm labor and all sorts of stuff. He was early, my kid. And but after that, and when I was able to, I donated blood. And I had never done it before, and I did not like needles at all. But I'm like, I got to do this because I can give somebody else back what my dad received, another family, you know? And so I donated blood, and it was a whole thing, and it was really good. It felt really good to do that. And it made me feel like I was doing something to honor life, you know, something to honor life. So I did. That's what I did. And I know sometimes our actions or our behaviors are metaphoric or symbolic, but I think that the symbolism is kind of key to the meaning of our lives, is the symbolic gestures and seeing life for what it really is. Not making more of something that is not meant to be more. And receiving something very real in a moment of beauty and connection that can never be changed. It can never be made less than it is. When it's received as beauty in that moment, it can never be made less than it is. So there's a lot here energetically, and I feel a lot of opportunity for us. And I also feel the struggle you're in. I feel it. I feel it. I am willing to do my work. I am like double downing, ready to do my work. And I have to say, I have had moments when I was on my trip of just really bright insight and inspiration for the work, for my life work, and the way that I can contribute and live a meaningful life and support others just like you. Because this girl's been through it. And I see over the course of the last several months, I've been very challenged to trust my inner guidance and let myself see. And I've intentionally chosen not to see things, which was far more detrimental to me than to accept what I knew as true. I questioned my psychic abilities at times in my own personal life, not in sessions with people. It's so easy to see other people's business. Like for me, like, isn't that true? Like in real life too, sometimes you're like, oh, what are you doing? What? You might want to talk to your friends about that before you do that, because that might seem like a real good idea at this time, but 2 days from now or 3 months from now, that is not going to seem like a good idea. Psychically, it's easy to see other people too, but to utilize your own intuition, it is definitely a commitment to yourself. And it's not like, don't be afraid to feel your pain. Don't be afraid. Don't let fear hold you back and make your pain worse and amplify it with the misunderstanding of the fact that you're carrying a lot of crap that has nothing to do with you. You have made so many things personal because life is personal for you. Like, you're very sensitive and you walk through this world really wanting meaningful, beautiful connections with people, and are really desperately hoping to have those kinds of encounters, interactions, and maybe those people will be friends or become family or be great coworkers or become love for you. Could be anything. And so it's natural to want and to walk through the world like this, looking for that, being open to that, but not everything is that. But on the flip side of it, not everything is pain either. So the in-between space is where you are. That is where we are. We're in this aligned space, all the way from like the cosmic star energy of the universe above your crown chakra through into your heart chakra, your heart space, the center point of this tree, the beautiful energy of the tree that you are, down through your body and into the earth star at your base of your feet. That is the truest, most beautiful alignment, is that. And so these desires for seeking the connection, the inspiration, the beauty, the moments, the joy, the happiness, and understanding that it's not about, this is not here to avoid the pain, to avoid the sifting and sorting. And that's what the work is, the sifting and sorting. And then the understanding that the joy and the happiness and the authenticity of that in partnership with the recognition of you, of myself, of you inside, that this is about the relationship within yourself, and that this stuff doesn't make you bad. Pain does not make you bad. It doesn't. Just like happiness and joy doesn't make you good. It can't. It can't, because we are all of these things. We are all of it. You are all. You are all. And I think we're just trying to get to a center or a grounding or a point where we can balance these things. And sometimes, the electromagnetic activity, the solar flares, all this other weird energetic stuff that happens is legitimately messing with your stuff, legitimately. And so if you are very intuitive and in tune and awakening to your sensitivities and want to understand what's happening, and your counselor and therapist isn't doing it on their own with you, and your yoga isn't even helping everything, believe me, I know, because I've done all these things, maybe it's time for a coach, for someone who really gets it, that can walk beside you to support you, someone that honors and respects your boundaries, your intention for your life, and helps you to hold on to those things for yourself, to really honor yourself as you are building this relationship within you. The scaffolding of the center point for you is the alignment of who you are and how you are becoming more and more and more yourself, deepening that intimate relationship within you. You can be committed to this and have all these other different kinds of, sometimes it seems conflicting experiences, without the judgment if it's good or bad. It's all of it. We are all of it. All right. Ooh, that was good. That was good. I hope you guys are inspired. Oh my gosh. I hope I've inspired your spirit and filled you with some hope today and encouraged you to live your life. It's your life after all, and you get to live it. Just live it one day at a time. Okay. Just now. All right. Thanks for being here.